What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles, welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. Want to just jump on real fast, do a quick lunchtime live because there's way too much going on right now to just wait till Thursday. So I got time. Why not hop on? As you can see behind me, I'm doing some adjustments to the room, getting things set up a little bit differently, putting some underutilized figures that haven't been on the shelf in the figure room up here in the studio production. So you can see behind me, got Defenders of the Earth, got some DC Essentials, Jedra Classified series too. So anyway, what's up, 80s kid? How are you? What's up, James? How are y'all doing? I know this is like super impromptu, last minute kind of thing, but there's too much stuff to talk about. Let's get into it really fast for everybody who's watching this replay. You can see really quickly. Anyway, what dropped today? The Logan, I keep saying Logan, the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer. And I can already see we're going to see a lot of figures from this based on the trailer, some of the teases, catch that big giant man helmet in the background. So you got to figure we're going to get Wolverine with the long sleeves. I think this looks kind of wild, but we're going to see that for sure. And then, of course, because hey, it's an action figure, or it's based on a comic book character, so we're going to get more than one look. We're also going to see this more comic book authentic version. I don't know if you can see it in the background. This sign is Liefeld's lusty feet. Let me make a little play on Rob Liefeld and his penchant for not drawing feet with his characters. So that was pretty funny. And yeah, I'm definitely looking for this one. 80s kid, that trailer was excellent. It's crazy, wasn't it? It was just like, wow, they're really going out there with everything. I'm not quite sure what the F-bomb count was, but it was impressive in a trailer. Just letting you know that, hey, we're here for real. Lefty Two Lions, BK, what's going on? Hey, watch the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer 10 times already. It was pretty wild, right? I mean, there was so much stuff. Did you catch all those Easter eggs they were throwing in there? Like, here you go. So I thought that was pretty cool, pretty fun to see that. And looking forward to what's going to be shown figure wise after we start seeing some more things in there. Cassandra Nova, could we possibly get a comic book version of her? That would be really cool. Maybe this is going to be an opportunity to get her. And of course, with a character like her, I kind of wonder how much different would a comic book version and an MCU version be? So this might just work as our stand-in anyway, where we don't really need to get a comic book version if we get a pretty good version from the MCU figure. So we'll see. I'm very curious about that. And with Cassandra Nova, does that mean we're going to see more of Grant Morrison and his version of the X-Men coming to Marvel Legends soon? That snowman joke took me out. LFG. Seriously, they're gonna make LFG the hashtag for this movie. So we'll see all the different ways they go with this one. But it should be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing it, and it should be a really great time at the old theaters. Now, my brother, who those of you all who watch Lyles Movie Files know, he's a big time Star Wars fan, just like me. And he was excited about today's Hot Toys reveals. So much stuff dropped. So first thing was BT1. And if you're not reading the comic book, BT1 is like the super psychotic droid. He is absolutely not like C3PO or R2D2. He's just terrible. He's just a menace doing all this crazy stuff. And he has such a great design. And he's been around. He normally teams up with Dr. Aphra. But I mean, just check out the design. It looks just totally evil, cast in all black. And this Hot Toys figure looks incredible. Definitely want to get this guy. We did not see Dr. Aphra yet, but after all the teases reveals today, I got to assume she's in the works. Hopefully, we'll also see a black Carsantin as well for that. But that's cool. And this is BT1's partner, 000. He's a murderous protocol droid. So he's not at all like C3PO. And the design on this guy, I mean, the black and this piercing red awesome. And it is just like, oh man, gotta find some space, find some way to maneuver these guys into the collection because wow, they look incredible. So cannons and the blasters, the missile ports for him. He is a one robot wrecking crew. So he's astromech wrecking destruction droid. So he's gonna be really fun to add into the collection here. And they just did a really nice job on this figure. I'm just really impressed. Here is him in Triple Zero without any weapons attached. So this is their more docile look and sucker you in. Oh, these are nice. These are nice protocol and astromech droids, and then they try to kill you. So really fun, great additions to the line, and I cannot wait to put them in my collection. Lefty Two Lions BK, never seen this before. BT1 is giving me War Machine vibes. Love it. Yeah, both him and Triple Zero are like really wild. So in the Jason Aaron's Star Wars reboot, once it came back over to Marvel, highly recommend it. It was so much fun and just a really great read. And so much cool stuff was going on. And those two are real surprised. So, like Darth Vader, of course, is trying to track down Luke Skywalker and fend off the Emperor. And he's like trying to stop all these people from coming at him and doing all this different stuff. And he's fighting through them. And it's crazy. So he's got all this stuff happening, going down. It's like, uh-oh, where are you going? And it's just wild stuff. And they're just crazy. They're so funny because they do not care at all about anybody. So they're just like, ooh, who can we destroy and kill this time? And Afro has to keep them in line. 80s kid, we need a Dr. Afra show. I would be down to watch an Afra show. She's really fun, and I think they could do a really cool job with her because she's just such an interesting character. And that way we can get more Hayden Christensen and Darth Vader so he can direct her to go after stuff and kind of get that Indiana Jones vibe. I think that would be such a fun show on Disney Plus. And of course, you got to work the droids in, so that'd be awesome. Mage TV PTB, respect from Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you very much as always, my friend. Hope you're doing good. Danny Rue, what's up, Jeff? At the new job, got to listen to your live. Well, thanks, man. How is the job going? Hopefully, well. Hopefully, I'll be joining your ranks with a new job soon. But until then, lunchtime lives. So that would have been enough for me because seeing Triple Zero, seeing BT1, that was awesome. But then we got another reveal, and this is the one my brother is like, yo, what's the deal with these Star Wars figures from Hot Toys? I need in, I want in right now. And that, of course, is this guy, Darth Revan. And the armor, the detail on this thing. Oh, wow. Great job. Got a purple, got a red lightsaber. I do wish that Hot Toys in their product photography wouldn't light up the lightsabers like this because this is not quite accurate to what you're going to get. And I know this is what everybody does when they get their lightsabers and they post the photos. They Photoshop the glow like Naomi on their lightsabers, but that's not really what we're going to be getting from Hot Toys. So it's all good, but whatever. Mage TVPTB. I would love a Dr. Afra show. I can get my wife to cosplay that. Yeah, exactly. That'd be an easy one. Joshua Alvarez, what's going on? Just Monday, and I'm already three Hot Toys deep pre-ordered. Yes, it was crazy this today. It was like, where did this come from? And they look really great too. So we got Revan, and we got him. Pull that out. There we go. And I need to check out these pictures. This thing is awesome. They've got all the frayed robes, and that's such an integral part to his look, to his attire. And the gold plating armor looks really good with Hot Toys doing it. We've gotten some figures already from Hasbro with the Black Series, but man, this is such a different level. So great. Again, I just kind of just wish we could see what the lightsaber actually looks like, not the lightsaber does not actually glow. And zoom it in, but you can see we've got that lightsaber does not actually pierce through as blinding and close as this. But this is what we're actually going to get with the blade. And I love that they started incorporating this with the in motion lightsaber attachment. That's really cool. And that's something I really enjoy imposing my Jedi and Sith figures. So I'm glad to see that. The mask and the armor, though, look at all this paint work and detail. This is that Hot Toys difference where it's so much better than, of course, your mass market $25 action figure. This is a lot more. It's 270, but I'll break it down a little bit more for you in a second on that price. It's not as bad when you think about it from a Hot Toys perspective. But anyway, that armor detail is amazing. It's got metallic copper paint applications, a little bit better in terms of the whole flow of the outfit. The hood fits really well. Love that. And just, man, they did some amazing stuff on this guy. He looks really awesome. Just fantastic work with Darth Revan here. And just trying to show you, of course, the big shot, the big collage showing you all the stuff that you get with him and just more cool images. So, not a ton of accessories, but we've got, of course, the LED lightsabers and the arm attachments so you can throw them in there. We've got the swooping in motion lightsaber design, and the LED lightsaber is powered by USB. That's interesting. A little bit of shift from their normal insert these batteries that are sure to eventually rust out on you. And it got metallic copper paint. So he is not the most intricate in terms of the Hot Toys figures we've gotten in terms of accessories, but what he does have looks really, really cool. HTV, PTB, Hot Toys is way too rich for my blood. Do you have any? I do. Um, so the cool thing about Hot Toys is, on the surface, it's like, oh gosh, this is way too expensive. I can't possibly get these figures. But the really cool thing about them is they're not as terrible as like some other things. You just have to kind of account for the price for them because they're not really crazy. And I know on the surface, it's like, whoa, that is, you want me to spend 270 for something, and you start getting uh, the exclusives and all that stuff, but it's not too bad. So here you go. So you got this 270 collector's edition. That's the 270 exclusive one. Oh, same price. So that's awesome. You don't have to pay anything extra. But the really great thing here, your flexible payment options, layaway, which is, that's all it is. They can say it a cool different way, but it's layaway for the figure. And interest free from 60 to $60.75 a month. And you don't have to start paying that until March of next year. So, and this is how they break it down. So you put in your $27 right now, and then for your deposit, basically holding the figure. But then you're spending 60, 60, 60, 60, and you got the payment plan going, and you don't start paying for until March, April, May, June. So if you look at it from that perspective, you got a long time to prepare for this. This is not like a Hasbro thing where it's going to pop up next month or in December when it says it's dropping in March. March is when it's coming. That's when they say, if anything with Hot Toys figures, the price or the pre-order date is optimistic. So you may be coming, let's say May. That's probably more in line when that figure comes. Now you can start to pay with March, all, I mean, it seems far away, but I mean, it's 11 months from now. So you have lots of time. It's like, instead of paying for two figures from any of these $25, lines that you get, you can just stack these chips up. It's not crazy when you look at it from that perspective, and considering all you have to drop right now is literally, just a couple dollars more than your typical Black Series, GI Joe, Transformers, Marvel Legends right now, and then everything else you can just kind of stack your chips away until then. So I think they're a lot easier to collect than the initial thought of, oh my gosh, this figure is $270. You can manage it in a way that makes sense and works for you and kind of works out. Like Joshua said, you can, the thought of paying for three Hot Toys is like, what in the world? But it's really not as bad as it sounds. All right, so we got those, and then there's one I'm just going to take a really quick look at because this is, not my Captain America. This is not my Star Killer. So we got a new version of him showing up for pre-order today as well. And they were just killing with these pre-orders from Hot Toys. And it was just, if you're deep into them, this is a rough day for you. What's up, Northern Nomad? How are you on this Monday afternoon? Special Lunchtime Live. So here's Star Killer. And this outfit looks really great. Awesome detailing. Check those Sith claws he's rocking. And you can see like the prototype Darth Vader look here with the rubberine pattern on the outer art outer outfit. There we go. That was hard to say. So we've got that. You can see all this detail. Pull this up into a new image so we can all see it a little bit better. There we go. So you can see how that turns out and looks. So you can see that same Darth Vader pattern of his, I wouldn't say armor because it's not armor, but the outerwear. And it's got really great detail. Even check the belt, sort of similar to the Dark Lord of the Sith himself. The boots look really awesome. I do wish we got a separate head sculpt to show, Star Killer, but it looks like all we're going to get is this mask version. Although that helmeted mask version looks awesome. So, really cool. Nice figure. He's again 270. Another deal. You drop 27 to hold your spot in line. Essentially, that's not refundable. So if something happens, you're out $27. But you don't have to start paying for them until next March. So you got enough time if you're really interested in these figures that you can get them later on down the road. Rodney Sessoms, what's up, my friend? Good evening, Jeffrey. I'm really excited for the new Star Wars Black Series Ki-Adi-Mundi figure, my favorite Jedi Master. He's very cool, and I'm glad we're finally getting him. I think it's so weird that it's taken Hasbro so long to get to some of these prequel trilogy characters that were in all three films. It's like, why are we just now getting a Ki-Adi? That's really odd and very weird. But we are getting them. That's great news. All about the villains. Yo. What's going on? AATV. How's everything on your end? But yeah, really cool. So then we got this big news drop from Hasbro today. And I guess we kind of thought this might be where it was going because it was this thing of what's up with the Power Rangers line? Oh, that's on hiatus. And we're gonna, yes, go Power Rangers. They're about to go for sure. And it was like, what is the deal with them? Hot banana water. Hello, what's going on? So today we finally got some news, I guess, some confirmation of where it seemed things were going with this thing. So through this statement from the good folks at Hasbro today announced a global licensing agreement with Playmates Toys to produce and distribute Power Rangers products. Playmates is debuting its first Power Rangers collection with a kid-targeted Mighty Morphin Power Rangers toy line in 2025. So, for all us Lightning collectors, and I'm not a hardcore Power Rangers fan, but the Lightning collection has really won me over and has me excited or had me excited about the new figures that were coming out. I'll figure out the backstory and all these characters later, but I was really digging them. And, even before they were showing up at Ollie's and all this stuff for clearance, I was really into it. So it's an interesting shift. And Playmates, of course, is going a little bit more kid skewing, which makes sense, but they're going to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And it feels like that's always a focus when a new company gets a hold of this license, the Power Rangers brand. Let's take it all the way back to the beginning. Interesting play. The press release continues as part of the agreement. Playmates holds licensing rights to develop additional cross-category Power Rangers products, including action figures, blasters, plush, role-play vehicles, and accessories. The deal encompasses global distribution across all regions, excluding Asia. So Hasbro will retain all entertainment rights and will continue to drive global strategy and growth for the Power Rangers franchise by strategically working with licensees across multiple categories, including publishing, fashion and footwear, promotions, and more. Hasbro will also further activate the brand across their direct-to-consumer channel, Hasbro Pulse, as part of its presence at major industry events like San Diego Comic-Con. So, kind of curious what exactly this means going forward with the brand. Does this mean no more Lightning Collection figures? Are we just totally done with this? Is Playmates going to have all of it? Will we see more Hasbro Lightning Collection figures pop up on Pulse? So I was like, all right, let's see what this thing is looking like, because this is kind of an interesting deal. And ironically, right now, I went on the Hasbro Pulse. Hey, look what we got right here. The 3-0 Gold Zeo Rangers. So I think this is kind of going to be how we're going to see this going forward. We might see the Playmates Toys versions of the Power Rangers showing up on here, but on the brands, Power Rangers is already starting to dry up on Pulse. And we've seen these 3-0 figures. They look really great and really awesome. Well done. And we're seeing the Super 7 stuff, but not a whole lot of Lightning Collection. And kind of sad for people who've been waiting for them. No Lightning Collection bulk and Skull. And I think there's still some helmets that people were waiting on. I don't think we're going to see those unless they're maybe Pulse products, Pulse exclusives, maybe a HasLab here and there, but that is interesting. So just a few more things on here. And as you can see, we got a few more outlet clearance deals here, but there's not much left on this brand in terms of what Hasbro has. That's the whole thing. No page two, just one page for Hasbro stuff in terms of the Lightning Collection, in terms of Power Rangers products in general. So going forward, we can expect to see a lot less stuff, and it's going to be kind of an interesting time period in terms of Power Ranger collectors. Let's see here. What are y'all saying? Mage TV, PTV. I need them to finish the teams they left hanging. And I feel you, because it's always the thing I'm screaming. Because if you start a team, you should finish it. That should just be the priority going forward. It shouldn't be let's do a pink, a metallic red, blue. Don't do that. Don't do the very cool Street Fighter collaborations. Don't do the really awesome Cobra Kai Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Don't do that when you've got teams hanging out there. You do those cool crossovers after you've exhausted all the teams, where the lineups are done and it's not quite time to take that Star Wars strategy where it's like, all right, here's how we can start tweaking the figures to make you want to get upgraded versions of them. Don't do that. Complete the teams, and then you can go nuts with all that other stuff. So I really feel for everybody who's been a diehard Power Rangers collector, going, what the heck? You guys needed to finish to this. Hopefully, this is a lesson, a little reminder for the Marvel Legends team. And I definitely want to say that it seems like they've gotten the hint. They're working hard to complete teams. We've seen this with all these pre-orders coming up. Wolfsbane getting her, more new Avengers, X Factor's done. X Factor, the second squad. They even got random and Forge if you want to go that deep into it. But they're working to complete teams. That's good. So I guess the Power Rangers lesson didn't fall on deaf ears and blind eyes. The Marvel Legends team's on it. I don't think we have to worry about anything with the classified series. They're going full steam ahead. And Transformers, they're all over the place, but I think they have way more of a popular they have way more of a devoted fan base that gets whatever iteration they're doing. So I don't think they have to worry about anything, but there's the Power Rangers and all the fans of this line. Rodney, I said last year Hasbro has too much on their plates with all the toy lines they produce. So you were right on top of it. Danny Rue, come on, Jeff. Hasbro had to put out 50 Mandos before felt like it, right? Like, hey, here's Aqua Blue Mando. Here's Mando when he went to sit down at the bar. It's like, come on, guys, what are we doing? But yeah, we're finally starting to get some of these. Hopping in the water. Power Rangers just had the issue of being nothing but teams, and Hasbro hardly ever releases full teams across Star Wars, Power Rangers, Marvel. Boy, that hopping in the water, that really encapsulates their problem. They have an allergic reaction. It's a perfect season for it, to completing teams. And if your whole thing with Power Rangers is based on completing teams, man, that really makes sense though. I mean, it's like, yeah, they were never gonna succeed on this because sure, there's a huge Mighty Morphin fan base, but they're fans of other lines of Power Rangers, and if those fans were like, I want to get them, I hope they'll knock them out. But if there's some that they weren't going to get, it kind of makes everybody resentful. Like, I started this thing, and now they're never going to get completed because those Playmate Toys figures are not going to be compatible with the Lightning Collection figures, which is really unfortunate. 80s kids. So wait, does this mean I have to start all over again? Yeah, that's the thing. It's this brand has been passed around from company to company at this point. think Banda had it first, and now Hasbro had it for a cup of water. Now Playmate Toys are gonna get it. It's kind of one of these deals where it's like, do I really how invested in the Power Rangers am I? I feel like you're a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan, you're good. They knocked out a lot of the characters, the side characters, the villains. You're solid. But if you're fans of some of these later era Power Rangers, you're kind of like, yeah, I don't trust you. So maybe a strategy is just release waves of teams, start inserting different villains or people who take up the mantle of the different rangers over the course of a season, as opposed to let's spread them out, because Hasbro's strategy seemed like it should have worked if they had a plan like, all right, within 2 years we'll get 4 teams completed, but they just kept doing here's a different team member from a different roster, and it just because it didn't work, because they're handing the reins off to somebody else, and that didn't really work out. Chamberlain, what's up? Hot banana water. Not to mention, other than like the first few generations of teams, there isn't much interest for teams past in space. I feel like they have like fan followings, right? Like people really like that series. It's just they're not getting the kind of marketing support with figures that some of these other ones are. 80s. I've not even completed my collection for MMPR. Well, there's time. You can still do it. Snake Eyes, howdy partners. What's up, Snake Eyes? What's up, Ryan Daly? How are you today? Hasbro's Power Rangers team might be dummy of the week. I mean, it's too early. It's Monday. There's still plenty of times for more dummies to show up, but it is disappointing and discouraging when you're collecting a line and going, all right, they've got good accessories. They're even doing swappable portraits, so I can see the actor and actress underneath it, and that was cool. I really like that, but I mean, I was just picking up figures that look cool to me, but man, if you were into these teams, this is bad news. All about the villains. As long as they finish the weapons, I'll be happy. Well, that's probably something that they will continue to do under the Hasbro umbrella. So maybe you're good there. I'm also wondering if 3.0 is going to be the ones that are going to produce those higher end versions, because I could see Hasbro going, here's the Playmate Toys figures, here's the 3.0 high end figures, and they're not as terrible as some other ones. They're like $100, and then we'll just do the role playing. Maybe they'll still produce those helmets, the weapons, so some people are happy. Jamelin, finish the story. Oh wait, that's something else entirely. Whoa. And that story finally got finished. All about the villains. They're only missing 2, Power Axe and Power Bow. Nice. So they should hopefully get that done. I would hope so. Anthem, you missed it. I already talked about them earlier on. Check the replay, but I definitely did talk about them. And Jace is very excited to see Revan get his figure. Judge Dreads, what's up, cuz? What's up, Judge Dreads? Don't really collect Power Rangers, but I'm here. I appreciate it. 80s kid, just make a whole Black Series line dedicated to Clone Wars. Where did that come from? But yeah, I mean, I don't know what their hesitation is with that. Mage TV PTB. Anyway, anyone picking it up now will have big shoes to fill. Hasbro, for all their something, really did a good job figure technology wise. Yeah, that is true. So you guys know, I collected wrestling figures, way back in the day. And when Jax got it, they were doing really good for what they had. But under the Jax umbrella, I collected their Bone Crushing line. I collected their R3, their Ruthless Aggression, their classic superstars, the classic deluxe figures, finishing moves. There were so many lines of WWE figures I collected from one company. And then when Mattel got it, said, nah, guys, I'm not with it, because I have been invested in WWE figures from one company. And y'all are here too late. But Mattel killed it. They actually cared about scale. They got likenesses and outfits down to a much higher degree than Jax ever did. I don't want to say that Playmate Toys is going to be able to do that, but let's see what they have to offer before we write them off. I do think that Hasbro did a really good job with the Lightning Collection figures, so We'll see. It's odds probably aren't great, but let's give them a shot. See how they do. Republic Commando, yo, what's good? What's up, Republic Commando? How are you today? Just finished Turbo, and I'll be satisfied. Oh, there you go. Danny Rue. I want McFarlane or maybe Hasbro to do a Mortal Kombat line. I know McFarlane started, but of course didn't finish. I love Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I from what some of you all have been saying in the comments that Warner Brothers is the one that's going, we're gonna take a pause on Mortal Kombat figures. I don't know, maybe they got shook with, hey, we're doing figures of people killing other people. Who knows? I mean, it's Mortal Kombat. I think that's kind of implied. I know the hope was maybe Jada Toys is working on their figures, but for now, it just seems like no one is getting a crack at Mortal Kombat. So hopefully that'll be changed. Maybe we'll get some news at San Diego Comic-Con. That would be exciting. So we'll see. McJamelin, Maximum Sweat. That was the goofiest idea. I get it, but wow. That's one of those that looking back is like, boy, that was a really weird product to put out there. After Child, I'm so excited. So excited for Lord Starkiller and Darth Revan. Yes. Judge Dreads. They'd probably be better for Mortal Kombat. They probably would. It's just a matter of, I guess they would, because they would pick a game, really focus on that, and people would be like, all right, cool. They're focusing on Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 4, or whatever, and they're just gonna knock out those characters, which is great, as opposed to the Storm Collectibles, let's do them all approach and not really completing any game or team roster. So definitely unfortunate on that end, but what can you do when you're not focusing on knocking out anything in particular? So that's rough. That's tough. That's how it goes. And it's hard out here when you're trying to get stuff completed. There was one other thing I was going to mention earlier or later, but let's talk about it now. And this was part of that leak list, but they got put up here. So let's talk about them real fast. So wind this down for the lunchtime crowd. McFarlane Toys showed their Punchline and Joker 2-pack. Punchline looks pretty good. I am kind of thinking her head sculpt was an interesting choice. She's like a psycho, and this serious expression is an interesting choice for her. I would think a better one would have her kind of smiling maniacally like Joker. But it's also this weird thing that we've got Punchline as a figure before. Insert your popular female character of choice, Black Canary, Vixen, Zatanna, whoever. I think Punchline is still enduring in terms of being a popular character. I know she had like a brief moment, but it's gone. But this figure looks really nice. The Joker's a repaint. We've seen this one already. The head looks a little bit off to me, a little small, but this is a nice pairing of these two. So, yeah, it's whatever. But for those of you who are interested, there you go. Republic Commando. I have only like 3 Lightning Collection figures or just a handful of characters I wanted, not even teams. Was waiting for Quantum, Lightspeed Red, and Mystic Force. I know there's some cool ones that were still in the chamber, and I kind of was hoping they would get to them too. It's hard to buy stuff when the prices go up. Oh, 80 skid, it definitely is. Judge Dredd, Storm probably has too many licenses, way too many. I just want them to focus on Street Fighter, Tekken, knock out Streets of Rage, do Final Fight. I mean, just do easy ones. I feel like they're trying to go for these massive. They're doing like Soul Calibur and King of Fighters. Just like, that's awesome, but there's some others you could knock out a lot easier. Excuse me. Mage TV PTP. I was excited for a Punchline figure. This at least takes some of the wind out of the sails. Why are you not happy with it? Because I think Jamelin says exactly what the problem is. I think making that a 2-pack was a mistake. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many people were really hoping to get yet another Joker that doesn't look like a classic. This is what I think of when I'm closing my eyes and envisioning Joker figure. So once again, we get another, I don't want to say lackluster, but it's just there in terms of being Joker. It's not, oh man, once I get this, I'll never need another Joker figure. This one's just kind of there. All about the villains. It looks like just a bad angle for picture of Joker. Do you have this figure? Because I don't know a lot of people who have it, but I'm really curious if it works well or not. Jalen Parks, a single pack punchline with two or more expressions and some weapons might have been a better offering. I agree with you because this expression for her is a very odd choice. I mean, she should be like, crazy laugh, kind of doing that. I'm ripping off Harley Quinn, but I'm not. It's just an odd choice for her. Mr. Cheeseburger, dude, I'm right here with you. Are folks finding Jada Toys figures in stores? I haven't seen one Jada Toy in store ever. Same. I mean, it is. And then people are, when you get the figures, they're awesome, but people are going, let them have the DC license. I can't find these figures in stores. And that's got to be the first thing. I mean, it's not like they're an online only thing. I saw some people posting pictures of their local Targets having the figures on clearance for $17. I have never seen one figure in my store. It's crazy. And I go around to a bunch of Targets, check the video game section. Nothing. Nada from Jada. See, that would have worked a lot better if it was pronounced Jada. But yeah, I mean, it's a tough line when you can never find it in stores. So for all the love it gets, that's my one caveat to it. Mage, I think the Valaverse figure Gemini has a better punchline head sculpt than this. Judge Dredd, most 2-packs are a mistake these days. I never buy them. And I think, as long as they make sense, it's cool. Like the Kilowog Green Lantern or Kyle Rayner set was an odd one for me too, because I wanted properly colored Kyle, but then they just totally went with a different take for Kilowog, and I just wasn't feeling it. So yeah, and then the Ultraman or Superman of Earth 3 versus Superman with that really ridiculous goofy head sculpt. Yeah, their 2-packs are kind of questionable. The Booster Gold and Blue Beetle was good. Those two made a lot of sense. I guess the Superman and Doomsday was okay, but the Doomsday was far more modern than what I was hoping. But it's just really odd. Danny Rue, McFarlane needs to have more alternate heads. Like you mentioned, she has a serious face and she's supposed to be a clown-like character. Not a fan, to be honest. My wallet is saved. That's very good. 80s Kid. It's all about how good the content is today. If the general public like it enough, then they will buy the toys. If not, it's just us. But yeah, that's always true for sure. Mr. Cheeseburger, McFarlane doesn't do definitive characters in his line. Untrue, my friend. Yeah, all right. You can see. So Batman, that Superman's pretty close to being definitive. Pretty close. The Flash is just off camera. He's really good. Those are definitive versions of those characters for me. I don't need a better Barry Allen Flash. I've got my Nightfall era Batman. He's solid. Yeah, I would take a more classic version of Red Tornado, but without one, that one will do. The Superman's just a few tweaks away from being perfect. The Green Lantern also looks like it's going to be definitive. So there are some. It's just not as many as he should. But of course, as we're buying Marvel Legends now, we're getting those definitive figures 10 years plus into Hasbro's run. Maybe it'll just take them some time, but they're getting there. Judge Dredd, I don't find any toys in store. That's no fun. Jada's cars are all over. I wonder if the action figure buyers haven't caught on to them yet. I wonder, because it is wild out here. Judge Dredd, people who collect cars probably don't collect action figures. It's a different fandom. I'm sure there's a little bit of blurring the lines between the two fandoms. Danny Rue, the 2-packs people want are always exclusives, and the ones we don't really care are retail, like the Superman and Doomsday. All about the villains. McFarlane gonna hit this out of the park if he does some Dark Justice line. I mean, there's still a lot of stuff he could do, and I'm kind of like, do it. I mean, you're seeing the classic stuff sell out, so I would hope that would be a clue for him. Oops. J.I. I just got Hal Jordan, and he is awesome. He looks awesome, so that for sure looks like it would work. Judge Dredd, I agree that Dark Justice would be cool toys. Funko Pop just revealed Deadpool and Wolverine. They look awesome, bubs. Yeah, let me pull that up real fast because I saw that when I was getting my other images together for this. Let's go on to my affiliate and good friends for the channel on Entertainment Earth. Pop up there. New Funko Pop for Deadpool and Wolverine. They don't have the dual image, but you can get the idea here. Here's how they look. Got all these different looks. And I'm not quite sure if these are from the movie or not, but there you go. Here's Wolverine, the one that actually looks different. Pretty cool looking deal for Wolverine. Definitely movie inspired version. That was cool. I'm kind of digging that one. And here's that one. Dan Yoon also was like, hey guys, don't expect any new Marvel Legends, Deadpool and Wolverine news right now. So he's having to cut that off because I guess a lot of people are going, what's up with the figures? But it's pretty cool. We are seeing them. JI, the fact that we're getting so many bangers from Marvel Legends and lots of requested definitive versions all in a row tells me they must have really struggled lately and decided to finally listen. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's really awesome to feel and feel heard from the brand. It's like, all right, you guys are working on it. To fans before they lose the license. I'm digging that, and I hope, I'm hope them losing the license for Marvel Legends is way, way, way down the road, like 2035. Like, you still got lots of figures to come from Hasbro's Marvel Legends line. So hopefully we'll make that happen. Nicholas Dickens, loving the live chat. Thanks for hanging out, Nicholas. Appreciate it. Oops. I hope Marvel Legends gives us a shine on to go with Kazar for real. I mean, that's one that now she was not on my list of top 50 characters. Now she definitely is because we got to get the whole crew together. Judge Dress, the last Marvel wave was decent, but I don't want all of them. Snake Eyes, I really like the pop Deadpool movie. Yep. Mr. Cheeseburger, Deadpool will make 70 to 80 million opening weekend, 1.5 billion overall. I think it's going to be a big hit for him. So, once they start showing more stuff, people are going to work on their list. Like, we've already got Deadpool, Wolverine, and all their various looks. Cassandra Nova, you got to see her. And I don't know, maybe we'll get a box set with her and Xavier. Maybe the kid versions and then the adult versions. Funkos used to cost 8, now they're 12. Well, I mean, the way they're on discount all the time, you can still get it for that price, even cheaper. JI PG-13 Shannon, she's gonna be wearing a full length bathing suit like the women did back in the 50s. Just Drez making Zabu a Build-A-Figure was a dirty move. I don't know. I mean, I'm outside of the Thor figure, I wanted all the rest of them. So if 5 out of 6 work for me, I don't feel like it's too bad, but I do hear you if you're not interested in that many figures. Gonna wait to see Marvel Legends Deadpool 3 wave. Well, Snake Eyes, we're gonna see it. Just a matter of how long it's gonna take. I guess we still need to know who's gonna be in the movie. 80s Kid, is there New Year vows? I don't know. I'll have to check later for you, my friend. Danny Rue, this is a side note, but does anyone else think the JLA Aquaman could be a good buck for Sea King, especially with the hook hand? I don't mean to call the Superman Doomsday Pack a dud. I want it. Oh, okay. I was wondering because I felt like people did like that set. Judge Dreds, they make Shannon she'll have an ankle length dress. You think they're going to show us ankle? No way. Yeah, they are going to show them out of fear of spoilers, at least until you get a full trailer. That was that just a teaser trailer? It sure seemed like we got a whole ton of it. But yeah, I mean, I don't even know what characters are available in terms of who we're gonna who they could make outside of the random MCU cameos. But I feel like they could always do a 20th Century Fox, just don't label it that. Marvel Legends Wave, Sony characters, so they're always on the table for that. Excuse me. All right. Well, I did say I keep this one short. So I said like 115-ish. So any other quick thoughts, comments before I wind this bad boy down? Now, we'll talk on this a bit later. Danny Rue, the Super Bowl trailer was the teaser. The one today was the official trailer. That's what I thought. I'm hyped. It was pretty funny. And all the Easter eggs were really working for me. Medieval Alchemist. Hey, Jeffrey, I'm late, but was able to catch a live while on vacation. Happy vacation. Hope wherever you are is nice and warm, sunny. You're enjoying some nice, cool water if you're out by the beach. Any predictions on the next X-Men 97 wave? Yes, let's do it. All right, let's see. Wait, let me see if I have my notes. Yes, I do. I remember coming up with ideas. I have like this notepad here. Yes, I have my wish list right here for X-Men 97. The adversary. Love to see the adversary. Now, this is more of my like wish list, not predictions. So keep in mind, Jubilee and Morph kind of make more sense to be included in that. Hopefully, they size Jubilee down because I feel like the ones we have are a little bit taller. Deathbird, for sure. Got Lilandra, and as long as they don't cartoon her up too much, she can work for both. Gladiator. They need to get Gladiator right. The first figure they release and then the subsequent repaint suffers from a really bad buck. And I mean, just the implementation of the articulation is bad. They've got better bodies for them now. And I think they could use that Thor Hercules mold for Gladiator. That would be really cool. So he's one. Once I got Fang, I said, ugh, this figure is terrible. I need a better version of Gladiator ASAP. And whatever all the versions of the Imperial Guard we saw in the trailer. For those of you who haven't watched the episode yet, green and yellow Banshee. Always going to keep banging the drum on that. Bolivar Trask, Forge in his non X-Men outfit. So, you know, when he's just kind of chilling, because that was kind of how he looked in the comics. So, yeah. And then Classic Storm, just so I can see if that one's going to be any better than the one we have. So, those are my wish list hopes for it, not necessarily my predictions. My predictions, a little bit safer. Let's say Mr. Sinister, Jubilee, Morph. I think that's the whole Beast. We could use another one of him. Professor Exec, Professor Xavier. That's 5. So let's do one more. Let's throw on a bad guy. And I guess Deathbird, because that's the only kind of lingering bad guy. So, or maybe the adversary. So there you go. Those are my choices. Danny Root, literally anyone can be on the movie for sure. Exactly. 80s kid. I'm so happy, Jeff. We got Wolverine, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Warbird, and Vision this year. How can we get even more better stuff this year? Who could ask for anything more? Maybe Toyota could, but I certainly will, because we're doing some good stuff. All about the villains. Deadpool movie looks sick. Danny Rue. Jubilee is a must. Judge Dredd's for sure. Gladiators. He needs to, because gosh, I cannot. I mean, that figure is just, you know, you have figures in your collection where you're like, you just give them the side eye because you just cannot abide by how they look anymore. That's me with Gladiator. I'm just like, what are y'all doing? This figure, he needs to be improved. Rodney, yes, a new updated Gladiator. There's another vote. Stickman, you're right. Sunspot, he should get in this thing too, because yeah, and maybe a powered up version because we don't have that one yet anyway. So that'd be a good way to get it. All about the villains. I want a new Juggernaut. Really? Okay, why? Medieval Alchemist. Thanks, Jeffrey. Absolutely agree with updates for Gladiator and Deathbird. Yeah. Like Deathbird, man. She needs a figure. Tom Finn, what's going on? You know we're getting that beast mold again. Not to be confused with Marshawn Lynch. Beast mode. Judge Dreads. We get like 10 Wolverines every year. But I mean, you know, he's a Deadpool, Spider-Man, Iron Man type character. This comes with the territory. We did have years and years without any Wolverine figures, so they got to make up for lost time. And they're at least doing really good Wolverine figures. Maybe one day if we had like Wolverines that were as tall as Colossus and we're just terribly articulated and just were awful, but we are getting some really good ones from. All right, 80s Kid says, my predictions are Mr. Sinister, Cable, that's another one, Emma Frost, Beast, Jubilee. Man, Emma Frost would be wearing a full-length curtain. Beast, Jubilee, and Sunspot, as well as good old Morph. All about the villains. Simply because Jug is one of my faves. J.I., I want 90s X-Men costume, Cannonball, and X-Factor Jean Grey. Yeah, I want X-Factor Jean Grey as well. Preferably in the red and yellow. Judge Dredd, Emma Frost in her diamond form would be cool. Did she turn to a diamond? I don't remember she did in Not or Not. I have to rewatch the episode. But yeah. All right. Well, gang, it's almost 1:30. Try to keep this quick. Somehow, as usual, talk too long. But I might be back on here for another Lunchtime Live. Stay tuned on the dashboard. And I'll try to give you guys an hour or two heads up, a little notice. So it's not some, hey, everybody come out here. But stay tuned to the channel. Thank you as always for watching and really appreciate it. Thank you all for hanging out with me for almost an hour. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And if anything else really interesting happens, I'll pop back in, show something, post some more pre-orders and all that good stuff. I will, as always, post a link to the latest deals and the Marvel Legends, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist when it goes up tomorrow. For now, you all have an awesome rest of the day. This episode allows Figure Files has been filed.